you might remember that a few weeks ago I was telling you that my goal for this year is, and I have it written here, is to learn about and try out positive thinking. I'm a person who I have like an issue with really like sort of to obsessively think negatively about things, and so I'm working this year on becoming a more positive thinker. So what I did this year is I signed up for this amazing class with Chaya Hinda Allen called Jewish Positive Thinking. I'm about halfway through the class now, and it's amazing, and I look forward to listening to Chaya Hinda's classes the whole week. It gives me a lot of encouragement and chizuk in terms of about the importance of positive thinking. So it's really, really helpful, and that's why I encourage you Jewish moms to sign up. They're starting a new course in December, and it's a phone course, so basically you can listen to it anytime you want on your phone line. And so wait one second, the website is, just Google Jewish Positive Thinking and it comes up, but or the website is jpthink.com, highly recommended. So basically, I think that everyone in the class, we all have one main issue that we're working, one main problem in our lives that we're working on thinking positively about. And Chaya Hind is really, she's like, one of her major points is that by thinking positively about a certain issue, then you're bringing down good energy, like so that there will be like a positive resolution to this problem. Basically, as Chabadnikim love to say, think good and it will be good, right? So I'm working really hard listening. So every morning and every evening, I listen to this like a positive thinking visualization track about positively visualizing a solution to my own personal big problem. Okay, so every morning and every evening, and I've just been working so hard and having emunah and having faith that there's going to be a positive resolution to this issue, and getting myself psyched up that that's going to be, and I'm like imagining. So every morning, every evening, I'm visualizing. When I'm going to hear the good news, and when I'm going to hear the good news, and it makes me so happy. So this past week, unfortunately, I got some bad news that there's a major setback in my regarding my big problem, big setback and disappointment in terms of my big problem. So basically, when I found out, then I lay down in bed and I cried for about an hour and felt really depressed. And later on, I spoke with somebody I know from the neighborhood, and I was sort of like confiding in her about how I'd had this huge disappointment regarding my big problem. And she's like, Chana Jenny, like, get real. Life sucks. The world is a terrible place. The world's a terrible place, and life sucks. Like, what are you doing with this positive thinking? Like, why are you setting yourself up for disappointment this way? Okay, so I want to explain to you. I think my neighbor is not going to be watching this video, but I want to explain to you why I'm continuing on with positive thinking, even though I suffered a very, very big disappointment. Okay, so I want to tell you about a few things. Okay. The first thing is, so Chaya Hinda Allen, she taught us, in the name of a very, very big rabbi who she spoke with personally, that when you don't think positively, like when you're just like, well, the world sucks and the world's a terrible place, and just like of course terrible things are just going to happen all the time. When you think that way, then you're sort of like leaving your issues up to nature. When you think positively, this big rabbi said, when you think positively and you have emunah and you have faith that God can give you anything that you want. That God is doing that God is going to do exactly what's best for you, and God and if you think positively, then and you have faith that God can give you anything that you want, and that God is going to give you what you want and what you need, then it significantly raises the chances that there will be a positive outcome to your problem. A positive solution to your problem. It seriously raises your chances of having your big problem disappear. Okay. The second thing I want to say is that for generations, for thousands of years, it's a Jewish a basic aspect of Jewish belief is that every day we're waiting for Mashiach to come. So for thousands of years, Jews have been waiting for Mashiach to come. They've been waiting for Mashiach to come, through the pogroms and through the Crusades and through the Inquisition and through the Holocaust and through other terrible things that happen and through other sorts of, terrible and nightmarish life circumstances. And every day, people have been waking up. Those Jews in those terrible circumstances have been waking up and saying, maybe Mashiach's coming today. And Mashiach never came. Mashiach hasn't come yet. I mean, so the thing is that we can look at those people, and do you think that their lives, like, think about it, were their lives worse? Like someone who's in the Shoah, God forbid, like someone who's actually like in like Auschwitz, was their life worse because every day they were expecting the Geulah? Was their life worse? No. I think that when every day you wake up and you have that hope, even if it wasn't actually realized, by living with this hope, I think it really, really does make life better. I quoted a few weeks ago. It's an ancient proverb. The journey is the reward. When you have a good life, when you're living like a good life, instead of like waiting for that reward, the Mashiach coming or the solution to your big problem, when you're just like living a good life and living a better life, then it means that the journey itself is better. The journey itself can be awesome. The journey itself is the reward. So I feel like by thinking positively, despite this major setback regarding my big problem, I feel like I'm making it's making the journey so much more pleasant by thinking positively and thinking that actually that this big problem is just going to disappear one day. Okay. The third thing I want to say regarding just like, it's like a general point regarding this attitude, like life sucks, okay? My neighbor's assessment that life sucks and that the world is a terrible place. So when you look at a diamond, so let's say you see a diamond and there's a flaw in the diamond. So you still call it like a diamond, but you say it's like a diamond with a flaw, right? You don't call the diamond, you don't say it's a flaw. You don't say I'm looking at a flaw, you say I'm looking at a diamond with a flaw. And it's the same thing. I just want to quote where I heard this from. I heard it from Rabbi Shafir of theshmuz.com, THESHMUZ.com. This man is like really, really wise regarding life and marriage and relationships, and it's very, very kedai. I think I just signed up for his weekly inspirational newsletter, so he was saying this regarding people, regarding a spouse. So if you have a flawed spouse, you don't just see the flaw. See, it's a spouse with a flaw. It's a diamond with a flaw. It's still a diamond, right? And that's the same way with the world. The world, like there is suffering in the world, and there are things going wrong in the world. And but like if you just look at your life, like just think about your life, Jewish mom. Just think about like if I offered you like $1 million for your eyes, would you take $1 million? Would you give away your eyes for $1 million? I don't think so. For $10 million? No. For $1 trillion? I don't think I would. I don't think I'd give up the ability to see for $1 trillion. But what about your feet? Would you give up your ability to walk for $1 million? $1 billion? $1 trillion? Probably not. What about the ability to hear? Like you can hear like Mozart and beautiful new songs. Would you? Would you give it up for like $1 million, $1 billion, like Google dollars? I don't think I would. I don't think I would give up that. And, kol v'chomer, like with our own children, I mean, like all of us, I think, watching this are probably mothers. We're Jewish moms. Would you, if I offered you $1 trillion, if I offered you, all the wealth in the world for your daughter, for your son, I don't think any Jewish mother would agree, right? I don't think that we would accept that offer. So it just makes you see, Jewish mom, like with all the things, with all the big problems that we're dealing with, how priceless, we are all like trillionaires. We're like the wealthiest people in the world. We have so much just by being a person who's basically healthy, and has a child, and and is living and is alive. Look what we have here, So I think like we have a lot to feel positive about, even though I think probably all of us have a big problem. Okay, so I want to bless all of you Jewish moms. That I want to remind you and bless me. Remember. Think good and it'll be good. And even if it's not good, it's still good, because if by thinking positive and expecting like a positive outcome, you're gonna live a better life than my neighbor who has like this life sucks attitude. First of all, life doesn't suck. Life doesn't suck. Life. The world is imperfect and life is imperfect. But it's a diamond. It's a diamond with a flaw, but still a diamond. And I want to bless all of you Jewish moms that, I want to bless myself that I should have a positive resolution to my own big problem, and that all of you Jewish moms, through positive thinking, that all of us, Bezrat Hashem, like Hashem will bless all of us, that our big problem, that your big problem will similarly disappear. Bless all of you Jewish moms with an amazing, amazing week.